What's up, everybody? New video here. You guys have not seen one in probably a month, I think, and just randomly overnight one of my videos kind of went like mini viral, so I got a whole bunch of new subscribers and a lot of messages and stuff, and a lot of people interested in the campground and the RV park. So thank you guys for that. And the last video you guys saw was basically everything was rough graded, and we had just started getting in our pedestal posts for the RV sites. And we have a lot of information today, a big update, and I really just didn't have much to show you guys. That's why I didn't have a video out for the last month. But good news, we got our well drilled. This was probably the second biggest thing that we had to do. It's not completely finished. They had to go 220 feet deep, and they hit a ton of water. They said they've actually been testing it for a while. They filled up our little test pond. And actually later on today in this video, we're going to be pumping out the test pond, or at least trying to. But they still have to come back. They're waiting on the water sample, and then they just have to pour the concrete, install the tanks, set everything. And this isn't going to be permanent there. It's going to be a little bit different. But yeah, the well's installed. Very excited about this. I'm glad that they hit water. And yeah, it's sweet. In other business, the first, I guess the biggest thing that we had to do here at the RV park, because we are not on city sewer, we had to build a septic system. And I'm going to go more in depth on the details of the septic system as we you know, make more videos and stuff. But exciting news, the septic system is actually almost fully finished. So down here, I showed you guys in the last video, but down here is where the lift station is going to be, and essentially everything is going to flow down to the lift station, and then it's going to get pumped back up to our septic tanks and drain field up there. But let me walk over here and show you guys. So as a lot of you probably know, if you've been looking at the videos, we have 41 full hookup spots, and it's a very large system. But so this is the third row here, and there's a little bit of water in the trench, but so this whole row is finished just about. They just have a couple little changes they have to do to the actual RV sites. And oh, it's real mucky, real muddy, but as you can see, it goes down that direction. And then let me walk you guys over here. Oh, also, we just had our silt fence installed a couple days ago, 2 days, 3 days ago, and that looks really good. Really didn't even think that we needed one, but anyway, so this is, for example, this is going to be one of the spots, and this one didn't finish, but the hookup's right there. And same with all of these. So every single one of these sewer connections, the clean outs or the dump tubes is in. There's another one. So like I said, some of them need a little bit of an adjusting. I just talked to the owner about that. But yeah, this is very good news, very exciting. So this was probably going to be the longest part of the project. But anyways, as you guys can see over there, that is the drain field, and then right where that pile of dirt is the septic tanks. So here is just a little bit better of a video. I wish that we were on city sewer, and then we didn't, you know, wouldn't have to do all this. This is definitely a big cost, which if you guys are interested, or if you're making a campground, let me know, and I can do a more in-depth cost video. Also, in other news, in there is our picnic area, and we are about to have our little picnic barn, whatever you want to call it, built, probably right after Thanksgiving. Also, happy Thanksgiving, guys. And as you guys can see, so this will be our play field. We'll have a campground on this. This isn't the septic field. Over here's the septic field, but play field, campground area, and then inside of there will be the picnic area. We'll have live music and live events, things like that. And here are our tanks. We've got four total tanks, 3 1,500 gallons, and then we've got one 1,000 gallon tank. They're huge. They're probably 10,000 pounds each. But those aren't fully hooked in yet. Here's our second row here. Same thing, we've got the stub ups coming up beside the pedestals. And then this is the septic field here. We still have to do just a little bit of rough grading, but that is pretty much finished. So the plan is first row, this is the second row, and then the road goes behind here in between this big tree and the woods. And then this is the third row. I'm standing on the septic field. It's gonna be a very deep septic field. It's a commercial system, so shouldn't be, you know, nasty, shouldn't be any smells, anything like that. But the plan is to keep this grass nicely mowed. And then, you know, down there, we're gonna have the play field and, or not play field, the playground, and, you know, some games, things like that. Maybe even set up some sort of, you know, yard game here. I'm not too sure. And then, like I said, the picnic area straight in there. We want to do live music, maybe some crafts, maybe some yoga, whatever the, you know, the month is. And if people, so a lot of people want wooded sites, and I get that. We're gonna be planting a lot of trees. The issue is we're on septic, and so I had to take down all these trees beside the septic field on both sides because the roots are invasive and they'll end up growing into our septic field, leach field, and clogging everything up. So can't have oak trees, can't have pine trees, but we can have like red buds and those, you know, shallow rooted trees. And what we'll do is we'll end up planting them, you know, maybe one in between two sites, maybe skip one, maybe another one. And then we were also thinking about putting a hedge or something behind each of the hookups. That way it kind of blocks your sewer connection and stuff like that. So we have some landscaping to do, but right now it is almost December. We're hoping to open first thing March, either late February, early March. Hopefully we don't get you know, delayed any. This back row here, the third row, this is going to be our premium sites, and it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the pink stakes. There's two of them. These back sites are 60 foot long, and then the front two rows are our standard sites, is what we're calling them, and those are 50 foot long each. And so I mean, everything's really, you know, pretty long. I mean, you could be able to fit really whatever size RV, toy hauler, camper, whatever you have. We don't have any pull-throughs right this second, so that was a question. Don't have any of those right now, but we have a ton of room, ton of space to be able to add those in the future. Also, just to kind of give you a little layout, so not these trees, but the trees behind them, that's about 100 foot of trees that blocks us from the highway. And this is probably maybe 7-8 acres right here that you see. And then we still have all these woods behind us. So the other cool thing is if you book a premium site, you're backed right up to the woods and there's nobody going to be behind you. You know, a lot more privacy. There's a trail entrance right there where that little tree cutout is, and then we have trails that run all the way through these woods down to where the pond area is, and then we even have more woods on the other side of the pond. And so you have access to all those. Now obviously, even if you don't stay in a premium site, if you stay in a standard site, you can still, you know, have access to the ponds and or the pond and everything like that. And just like that, the well company came. They are doing another well test, and it's so funny. I was literally just talking about this. Thankfully this time I was here and I got him to add a couple more hoses to this, so it's a little bit longer, and it's still leaking all over the place, as you guys can see. But let me walk you guys back here and show you. It looks like it is shooting way up into the air. So before, they had it just draining right here, and it was all running down into the little pond spot, future pond spot. Now I got them to put it all the way back into the woods here. So yeah, that's our well, and
nice, clean, fresh water.
So doesn't smell like anything. It's crystal clear. It's cold. Like I said, it's like 220 feet deep. But yeah, so really excited about that. So anyway, they had to test the well. They had to put chlorine in it, and then now they're just testing the well to get the chlorine out. He said that they would come back probably tonight and turn it back off. That way it's not running, you know, through Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's a ton of water, as you guys can see, and this is with the smaller hose on it. But yeah, awesome. You can tell this is all flooded, or getting saturated, I should say, but it is running that direction. Now if it comes up any more, it's going to end up coming this way and then probably that way. I don't know, that actually might be a little bit higher, but either way, there's a big berm right here, and so I think we're good. But this is going to save me a lot of time because I've already drained out that pond before, and as you guys are about to see, we're about to drain it out again, and really don't want to have to keep on doing that if I don't have to. I always am thinking, like, while I'm in the woods, like, you know, what else can we do to, you know, bring some fun and excitement to the campground once we're open. Obviously it's going to be a never-ending project, but I kind of like that. I like being able to do stuff and tinker with stuff, but we have all these woods that are going to be unused, so you know, who knows, maybe eventually if the main part of the campground gets filled up, then maybe we will expand into here. Or I don't know, we were talking about getting some sort of farm animal, like some goats, chickens, that kind of thing. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys have goats, chickens, or any other farm animal. I'm looking, if I were to get a farm animal, it would have to be something easy to keep and not super, you know, temperamental. You know, obviously you got to feed them and water them and stuff, but you know, if I need to go out of town or something, I'm not worrying about them like a dog. But we were thinking about goats, and I think that'd be cool, you know, and but I don't know, throw down in the comments maybe some fresh eggs from some chickens. But yeah, as you guys can see, it is flooding. I mean, it's already, but as you can see how much water though this well produces. And like, let's see, so the water is all the way to right here, and all this is probably 3 or 4 inches underwater already. But this is actually working out really well because we have basically a berm all the way around and right over there too. So I think we're gonna be good. I think it's gonna keep on draining kind of down to this way, and hopefully the pond area is gonna stay clear. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and get started on draining this pond. And I wanted to show you guys something else cool that that we got done. Well, it's not done, but it's getting there. So this is the well, and it is just about done. They're doing the water testing and everything now. As you guys can see, the hose, and yeah, so we're just waiting on a couple test samples to come back for the water quality, and then this will be concreted, and then we got a couple tanks that we have to add on top of it. Yeah, we'll look over here. I'm gonna go down there in a second because we gotta do something, but over here I'll show you guys in a minute. They're starting the sewer trenches for the 3rd row over here, and then also I'm about to show you guys the septic tanks. So in other news, we just got like 17 inches of rain, which is absolutely insane. And so our pond down there isn't supposed to be a pond yet, but anyway, it's starting to flood and it's just a huge mess. So anyway, picked up this Harbor Freight Predator 3-inch trash pump, and what we're about to do is bring it down there to the pond, and we're going to try and pump all that out, just to kind of get all that muck and stuff out so it can start drying. All right, so yeah, like I said, this isn't supposed to have water in it yet. This is going to be the future pond, but we just dug this little test hole just to kind of put some hot ashes and coals in, because we had the septic people coming, and we just didn't want to catch anything on fire. So we figured we'll dig a hole, put everything in there, and then we'll be a little bit safer. The issue is everything is starting to flood, and this is the lowest point of the property, so we have like probably 5 to 7 acres of watershed, so everything kind of sheds down to the a good bit of water. So it did dry out a little bit because even up here on the land, it was wet. But I think I'm gonna try and put this maybe right here. I don't know, maybe right there. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm supposed to be reaching right over there, but I don't have a big enough excavator to reach. So the issue is this is just a little test hole right here, and there's like a dam essentially right here, and it's probably, I don't know, the water's only maybe a foot or 10 inches above that. So what I need to do is I need to dig out like a little trench right here so this water can flow down into this hole where I'm going to be sucking from. But I also don't want to get stuck. So I'm going to see. I don't know how sturdy this is. That looks pretty good actually. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to just dig this out because I know there's. Yeah, see, all that's just nasty. Wow. Just all clay. But yeah, if I dig this out, then hopefully we can drain most of this water and keep it drained. That's pretty deep right there. That might be decent. I wish I could go across the pond area over there, but I'm not gonna be able to reach it. So anyway, I think that'll at least do for now. Maybe as the water gets a little bit shallower, I can tell, you know, where I need to trench out. But anyway, let's go ahead and set up this pump and see if we can't start moving some water. All right, so here's kind of my setup. So got the external hose and then the intake going into there. The excavator's holding the strainer into the water, and then I've got 50 foot, actually I've got 100 foot of hose, and it goes way into the woods. I tried to get to a point where it looked like it was going downhill away from here, that way it doesn't just all seep back into the ground and then run back this way. But yeah, just primed it with some water and about to give it a pull. Back in here. That actually took a lot less time than the first time. It took forever to prime it the first time. You just got to make sure that you fill up the hoses, and it also depends on how steep your incline is. But this 3-inch trash pump, this thing moves a ton of water. I mean, I'm talking like a ton. And you can see it's already flooded that area. But see, I'm right on top of this hill. See, there's a hill right here and then it goes down. So my plan is for everything to kind of flow this way away from the pond. And you see there's a berm, another berm there. This is a little low spot, so if it gets too full, it could come backwards. But I think for the most part, it's just gonna keep on flowing this direction. So yeah, let's see how long this takes to drain. All right, I'm in the excavator now so you guys can hear me. The pump is really loud. It is 10:35, and so I'm gonna go ahead and check it again, you know, once it starts draining down, and see how long this this trash pump took to drain this pond. All right, you guys can see how much it went down already. I don't know if you could tell, but right there is now land, and then there's a puddle right behind it. All that used to be covered underneath the water. And then if you look on the side there, it's gone down a foot and a half or so. It's been 1 hour as of right now. So everything's working good, setup's working good. I'm gonna fill it up with gas. I don't know how much left it's got, but I'm gonna go get lunch. And then whenever I get back, hopefully it's just about finished. And I'll show you guys inside the woods where we're draining it, and it's a big mess. But this has got me thinking about the overflow for our pond once it's built. So the pond doesn't stop here. It's gonna end up having like a little leg off into this little section. And I gotta figure out where the overflow pipe's gonna be, because you know, originally I didn't know that we were gonna need an overflow pipe, but seeing how we just got that rain and it started overflowing, you know, I think there's a good chance that we probably will need one. It will be a lot deeper, a lot bigger pond, so you know, the rain that we had won't fill it up quite as much as it did with this, but it's still something that I think I should put in just to be safe. But I'm trying to figure out on where I could put it. You know, if I put it into these woods, which I definitely could do, I'm just worried about it making everything mushy and wet, and basically making these woods unusable. So I don't know, trying to figure that out, but something to think about. All right guys, we're down a lot, as you guys can see. I just moved the pump a little bit closer, and I just dug out this side of the little dam area. I'm calling it a dam, it's not really a dam, but anyway, hopefully now the rest of the water can drain out of that far side. And that's where we originally were, right there. You can see how much further down the water's dropped. And anyway, let me show you guys inside the woods here. Alright, so we got it in between these trees. As you guys can see, there is a lot coming out. But it is all running down towards that direction. None of it came back up this way, which is good because we don't want any more water down in here. It's already pretty saturated from them doing the well test, and that's where a lot of this water came from in the first place, was from the well test. So I'm hoping that this water doesn't reach my trail over there, but I'm gonna go check it out here once we're finished. Nothing I can do. I mean, I'm not moving all this stuff. I will say, guys, this is the 3-inch Predator trash pump, and they have a 2-inch one. If you're doing like a lot of homeowner stuff, then 2-inch is probably going to be easier to manage. And the reason I say that is because these hoses are heavy. The blue ones are heavy, but the main thing is that green hose, the intake hose. It's like a rigid, you know, stiff hose, and it is super heavy. It's hard to straighten out. Somebody's almost got to hold it in the water, otherwise it'll kind of curl up and pop out of the water. That's the reason why I've got the bucket. But anyways, guys, a little bit longer. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but you can actually see the water flowing through that little area that I cut out and down towards the bucket. You can see there's a lot of debris and bubbles or whatever. So this thing's definitely moving a lot of water, and if you guys can see straight up there, all of that's starting to just look like land. So this is working really well, and I'm happy with it. All right guys, it is almost fully drained. If you look at this, this is where we originally started digging, and you can see see the water's flowing pretty good. Unfortunately, it's going to end up stopping, and then over there too. Unfortunately though, it's going to end up stopping before all the water in this upper section gets out. But you guys can see now all the junk and just debris that were piled in here. But anyway, we'll see how much we can get out of here before the strainer comes out of the water again. There's a lot of flow right there, but like I said, it's about to get clogged up, and I don't know, it might keep on flowing. But anyway, probably what I'm gonna have to do is shut off the pump, let the water kind of flow into this lower section as much as it can, and then turn back on the pump to get the rest of it out of there. Because I think we're gonna end up sucking this out faster than it's draining. But I don't know, we'll see. All right, so this is the lowest that I could get it. There's a hole in my green hose, my intake hose, or my suction hose, but also it was just too shallow, so it's probably, I don't know, 8 inches or so deep in the middle there, maybe 10. It's probably 8. Anyway, I just couldn't get it to suck anymore, so just gave up for today. But you can tell, I mean, we definitely went down, you know, at least a few feet, and the rest of it's just shallow. You know, if I can, I'm gonna somehow figure out a way that I can break that little dam right there, and then that way that little bit can flow into here to where I can suck it out. Or I could always somehow put the pump up there on the hill and then run the hose in. I don't know, just kind of a pain. So just gotta figure that out. There's just a little bit more water, and if it doesn't rain much, then I think that'll eventually dry up. So we'll just have to see. But I don't know, I got most of it sucked down. At least it's not flooding up there on the land anymore, and that was really the main goal for today. So anyway, Harbor Freight 3-inch trash pump works really well. Got to get me a new suction hose. But yeah, anyways guys, throw down in the comments below if you guys have a Predator anything or Harbor Freight pump, and let me know how you like it. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.